Courtney all the way? Courtney, one look all the way back.
Who was Courtney at 16?
A girl, a minor, a child.
She was a small-town girl with visions of stardom.
Were you naive?
Of course. At 16, weren't we all? I was screaming for some kind of love.
He was a Hollywood actor, perhaps best known as the sadistic prison guard in The Green Mile.
No, I won't do it. You can't make me.
I was a child. He had power.
Courtney Stodden, the teenage bride who married 51-year-old Doug Hutchison in 2011. It raised eyebrows across the country.
A 16-year-old bride may seem like something from another culture or century.
51-year-old actor Doug Hutchison meets 16-year-old Courtney Stodden. They get married.
Most people get their driver's license at 16.
I got married at 16. I was a kid getting ready to consummate a marriage to a man older than my father.
Their very first interview after that bombshell marriage 14 years ago, sitting down with ABC News.
I was a virgin when I married him.
She was saving herself.
I knew that if
for
I
the
kept
Lord.
that, I would really be blessed with a beautiful gift, and God did. He blessed me with my soulmate.
Now, after divorcing Doug and getting remarried, the woman who was at the center of a firestorm says she's taking back her power, reflecting on her past that shaped who she is today. She says she's a crusader for other young, vulnerable women.
When you're in love and you're underage, you're like, oh, this is my first love.
Were you in love?
I thought I was. I was in love with what he groomed me into believing was true. And I was in love with feeling so happy.
Special.
And feeling so special. And now in retrospect, I was never special.
So how is this legal?
Everyone wanted to know how this happened, why this happened, and who said it was okay that something like this could happen.
Everybody thought, did she lie? What happened? Nope, she had her parents' permission.
Courtney was a sophomore in high school when her mother, Krista, signed over consent, allowing her young daughter to wed a man 3 times her age.
So she said, I can feel my daughter's love for you. I can feel it, and I can feel your love for her. It was Krista who said, you know, you guys can get married if you want.
As a young girl from Washington State, Courtney dreamed of a future in Hollywood. Wanting to support their daughter's dreams, Courtney's parents started looking for someone who could help her break into show business, and they found it in Doug Hutchison. At the time, Doug was advertising private acting lessons after having found fame in Hollywood and television, like on Lost.
I'm not making any sense, am I?
No.
After only 6 months of getting to know each other online and over the phone, Doug traveled to Courtney's hometown of Ocean Shores, Washington. His intention? To meet Courtney face-to-face for the very first time, and then ask her parents, Krista and Alex, for her hand in marriage. Courtney's mom later signed over consent, and with that parental permission, Courtney and Doug got married in Las Vegas, where it was legal. My colleague Lara Spencer spoke with the pair nearly a month after their wedding.
A lot of people online say you're a pervert. What do you say to that?
I'm a pervert. Courtney is
whore.
a whore, and other. It's, you know what? It's people are welcome to their opinions. That's what the world is about.
It was Courtney's first television interview.
When you look back on that, what goes through your mind?
If I could, I would go bust down that door mid-interview, grab her, and give her a hug.
I have to say, when I look back at the interview, you look a little out of it.
You know what's funny? I was sober.
Really?
And I was hoping you were gonna ask this question because I've always wanted to be asked this for like over 10 years.
Wow.
Juju. I was completely sober. But after that interview, I wasn't sober anymore.
Overnight, Doug and Courtney became a media sensation.
She was just fascinating to people. People wanted to know why this beautiful young girl was allowed to get married and then why she married this old man.
The newlyweds would become the butt of tabloid fodder. like on CNN's The Ridiculous.
So she probably only had to miss one day of high school. And what was she going to miss in 11th grade anyway? Algebra?
The paparazzi is on every corner looking for them because that was big money back in the day. So they saw this as a cash cow moment.
Media scrutiny was very unforgiving to young women during that time. And instead, what happened is they became completely villainized.
This idea that the paparazzi not just hounded you, but shamed you or helped put you on the stage and then you were shamed.
Well, the paparazzi were trying to pay their rent, you know.
You're very gracious.
I really never blamed the paparazzi. I really never did.
And that you also related to, when you saw the Britney doc, all the paparazzi, that those were the same paparazzi.
Yeah, I recognized all of them.
What was that reaction like for you? How did you?
It made me feel less alone.
I think in the 2010s, paparazzi was like hardcore. You know, you look at what Britney Spears and Paris Hilton and young celebutantes kind of went through with regards to the paparazzi and the tabloids. I mean, it was just a 24-hour frenzy.
Their unorthodox relationship fascinating and repulsing some in the public. As Courtney and Doug became more high profile, so did the backlash against their relationship, with celebrities singling out Courtney. Chrissy Teigen tweeted at the then 16-year-old Courtney in 2011, "I hate you," and later, "My Friday fantasy, you, dirt nap."
And I know she's saying that it was from alcohol or whatever she wanted to say it was from. Saying this to a child when you're the queen of Twitter, it was so much.
Chrissy has said, you know, in the long run that she was going through something and she apologizes for that. But it's a real dark turn to this entire story.
I did actually almost succeed at committing suicide because of, it was a huge part of it. I had a suicide letter written. Sorry. I remember my last thought was, you know, maybe I don't deserve to be here when people that high up are telling me I don't deserve to be.
Years later, when the messages resurfaced, Chrissy Teigen says she lost multiple brand deals and apologized to Courtney, writing in part, "I have tried to connect with Courtney privately, but since I publicly fueled all this, I want to also publicly apologize. I'm so sorry, Courtney. I hope you can heal now, knowing how deeply sorry I am." After almost 10 years of marriage, Courtney says she finally filed for divorce in 2020. She was 26. Doug was about to turn 60. In a statement to Impact, Doug writes in part, "These false, malicious, and egregious allegations are sadly and assumedly fueled by Courtney Stodden's insatiable and desperate desire to remain in the entertainment media limelight at all costs. Ms. Stodden has a history of unfortunate deception and/or exaggerations to depict herself as a victim, using unsubstantiated and provocative terms, incautiously, like grooming, abusive, and predatory. If you take the time to explore an unbiased deep dive into Ms. Stodden's deceptive and narcissistic nature, you would uncover a plethora of manipulative dishonesty."
Our thanks to Juju for that, and for much more on this story, watch Impact by Nightline, Confessions of a Child Bride, now streaming on Hulu.